Video 54. An enemy is arrested on a false charge. One man's tragedy becomes another's time to rejoice. Court is the place for gentlemen to settle their disputes. As regards scoundrels, to which category most of our public figures belong, they can be dealt with only by a vigilant and ferocious public. The chambers of the mind are bright in the dark and fade in sunlight. Most minds are like concrete structures constructed with pebbles of ignorance and/or arrogance and cemented by custom or convention. Past is past. Future is uncertain. We live hedged in between the two, with no guarantee for anything good or freedom from anything bad. Life is not like sitting in a rocking chair. It can be swing between heights of ecstasy and depths of despair and misery. The future lies by an unspun silk thread. We can only live with fingers crossed and faith in store. And that faith can be a redeemer or be no more than a sedative. That God only knows. But where is He? Why so elusive? When ideas downpour, mind takes flight. Ideas subside and mind settles down. If a man opens 100 bank lockers, what is the idea in forming scores of police parties to check all the 100 lockers to establish the crime and decide on the punishment? Why not hang the chap after checking just a few cases? OTP, one-time password, is largely intended to check the genuineness of transactions and ensure that they are not fraudulent ones. If so, it is the hallmark of injustice to the honest public arising out of security considerations. Instead of chopping the heads of a few criminals, we punish millions with the hardship of dealing with millions of ops daily. Fertile minds revel in the dark and fade in sunlight. If a person harbors wrong notions in his heart, be it a feeling of neglect, insult, exclusion, or enmity, that will eat up the prospects of peaceful living. Once recognized as such, they must be thrown out of the mind and kicked out of the heart. It is not the length of life that matters. It is the quality of life. Failing breath is better than holding it in suspense every now and then. #life. One, whatever life he had lived, must be lucky enough to at least die in peace, not in pain. Some people in deep distress pray to God to take their life. There must also be some decent alternative. If you present your problems to God, He may help. But if you present the problems of all, I don't think He will. He may have His own problems in maintaining justice, equity, peace, and prosperity in the whole universe. Policemen generally have a good build and are trained for handling the tough and the unruly. The emphasis at lower levels is more on brawn than brain, though the latter is also to be reckoned with. And by the nature of their profession, they imbibe a sense of authority. And this has to be borne in mind while criticizing the police for their action under tough and trying conditions. Fate may be a reality, though a harsh one at that. Karma as a supportive theory comes as a solace, but stands on weak and flimsy grounds. Karma theory visualizes some slender support from the concept of so-called free will, which runs counter to the concept of fate itself. When a person is truly nobody other than what is provided in Maker's design and implanted forces, how can he be held responsible for anything done or not done by him? A man is in the road. His head reels, no money in hand. Nobody to help. He lies on the road unheard and unsung. There is another. His head also reels. In a matter of minutes he lies in the cozy bed of ICU of a high-class hospital, with costly equipments attached to his body and surrounded by a host of nurses and under the care of eminent doctors. Same complaint, but what a difference money makes. You can perhaps question the way money is earned in this case, but not the absolute value it has in life, all philosophy notwithstanding. A musician wants to know how far the audience appreciates his performance. An actor wants to know how impressed his audience is. Traders are concerned with the satisfaction of customers. Paid employees are the only people who are not bothered this much about what you think of them because they can always change bosses. Light and shade, ups and downs, prosperity and penury, company and loneliness, love and hate, success and failure, calmness and anxiety, health and sickness, command and servility, it is all there we know. But not easy to understand or digest, much less justify the lows, all philosophy notwithstanding. Chapter 34 ends here. Gomez17@gmail.com, ph 98413554775.